Well, it all started with a great client. You know, good client leads to a great project. And we had a great one with Jerry Grittenholm and June Bunting from the Bryant Foundation. And they had a vision for this facility in providing this amenity in the city of Stoughton.
What's unique, in my view, is the really deep integration of the exhibit, storytelling, and the building. They're all of one piece. And that's unique. In a lot of exhibit interpretive centers that we've been involved with, what happens is we design a building and then you leave a big empty box, and then later comes the exhibits and they kind of get dropped in, and there's no sense of a deeper connection of the story. And what's unique is the deep integration of the storytelling elements with the architecture.
This started with a question. It started with Jerry asking me, how do you tell the story of Norwegian emigration from 1824 to 1925? We had an opportunity to work as a group, as a team, with architects, with engineers, with electricians, with our clients, with our librarians in Norway, librarians in the US, with Vesterheim, Norwegian-American Museum in Iowa. This culmination of people, the spirit in which we wanted to tell this story was very alive in the multidisciplines that brought it together.
Through the process, and especially early on in the process of the project, we had some significant, I don't want to say challenges, but really designed decisions to make about how we were going to approach working with what is a heritage center, a museum type environment, and an environment that has components that are both old and historic, and information that's old and historic, but really present that in a modern way. We've got a number of examples of technology really being integrated in a way that is a part of the history, speaks to the history, and really works with some of the historical components that are here. So the technology is really, I would say, seamlessly integrated into the environment and something that just sort of disappears within the content that's here. ZEBRADOG's capabilities as it relates to media within storytelling are very specialized, and we continue to really push the boundaries of that storytelling experience using these digital tools.
I think this project in particular was really exciting, really interesting, because it really meshes the historic environmental design and these artifacts with really modern technology. How do you integrate technology with history in a way that feels authentic? You know, we kind of went through the initial, standards like touchscreens or, camera-based input, and really felt like we wanted something that was more authentic and tangible that people could really connect to. So we came up with this concept of using capacitance sensors, just like you'd find in your grandmother's touch lamp, and use these to actually build some cast metal objects that felt like they could have, been brought over on a ship and put into this place, and to let people actually physically touch that. To be able to touch something is really fun. And then to have that sort of light up kind of magically this wooden tabletop with this sort of warm glow, and then to have that be your method of interacting and building a story about a fictional person that's based on historical facts and their journey, and give you something real to connect to. I think the biggest challenge on this one has definitely been the interface and the user experience side of things. When you're doing something that's non-standard, that's completely new literally from the ground up, it can be a real process to figure out how are people going to respond to this, what sort of feedback do we need to give them, how is someone off the street going to understand what to do. I think that's the biggest challenge in any sort of new interface like this.
The team at ZD was amazing, trying to determine what are we going to put into this, and it was a really long haul of narrowing it down, and we had a great research team, and once we got into the design phase it was just all hands on deck, and we dove in and got great support from all of my coworkers. It was a really good team. Bryant Foundation was amazing. We worked really well to bring their vision of what this place could be to light, as well as even pushing it further as we do at ZEBRADOG, and showing them what our touch of magic can do.
Everything in this building supports the mission of the Bryant Foundation and the mission of Livsreise, which is to tell the story of the Norwegian immigrant experience in this part of the world. The architecture supports it, the storytelling supports it, the exhibitory supports it, the staff supports it, and most importantly, the community where it lives supports it.